Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Karanja Fernandez. I've been a graphic designer for the last 7 years. So in this video, we're going to design an election flyer for a social media post. So first, we're going to add our element. So let's add a shape. Let's add this square. But we're going to change the shape to a rectangle by dragging it on the left and the right side. I'm going to change the background color. So let's change the background color to purple. All right. And next what we'll do is we'll resize our shape. So I'll click it and make it the height of it a bit thinner. So once I've done that, I'll just rotate my shape to about 6 degrees, -6 degrees. And I'll position it right here like this. So what I'll do next is I'll change the shape color to white, and then I'll add a text. So go to your text, add text box, and we're gonna type vote in capital letters. All right, once we've typed vote, we'll increase the size of our text, and then we'll position it up at the top in this area, and we'll just change our font style. So we'll change it to Anton. All right, now that we've changed our font style, we'll increase the size. All right, and then we'll just position it up above. So what we'll do next is we'll just rotate our text. So we'll hit the rotate icon and rotate it just about -6. All right, because I want my text to be filling out the entire area right here. In the middle, I'll just drag this down a bit, and then I'll just place it right here. All right, so you place it like this. I think we could possibly increase the size. So let's just increase the size a little bit of the text. So I think this is good. All right, so I'm happy with this. Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna duplicate our shape. So we're gonna duplicate this box. All right, and then we're just gonna make it a bit higher, increase the height. All right, so the height is a bit bigger. So let's make it the length of it a bit shorter, like this. All right, and let's fit it to the side right here. Because it's white, I'll change the color so that we could have some sort of visibility of it. So I'll change the color to gray. All right, let's possibly use this lighter gray, like this. All right, so we'll just make sure that our shapes are aligning with each other correctly. All right, like this. So what I'll do is I'll duplicate this shape once more. We'll duplicate it, drag it down, and we can decrease the size of this shape. So we'll just reduce the height of it like this. And I'll change the color of this. Actually, I'll change the color of the top one. So I'll change the color of the top one to purple. So let's change that to purple. All right. And then what we'll do next, we'll duplicate the top one again, and we'll drag it down right here. All right, so we have to make sure that these three shapes that we just placed right here are aligned. All right, so just make sure that they're aligned correctly, and you could use your guides as you drag them to ensure that they're aligned correctly. All right, so what we'll do next is we'll just try to work on our background. So if we go to image in elements, all right, so we'll just go to image, we could go to photos right here, and then we could type in background, and we could select any one of the background that we feel comfortable with. For now, I'll just use this background right here. because it's the first one and it's like a nice looking background that we could use to enhance our flyer. So let's drag it over the entire design page like this. Next, we'll go to position, and then we'll go to layers. Then we drag it to the back of our page like this. All right, and then we'll change the color to purple. Yeah, and then what we'll do is we'll try to decrease our transparency. All right, like this. All right, so it gives our background a bit of texture that we could work with. All right, so we could see right here our shape is not fully aligned with our white shape. So these three are not fully aligned. So let's just lock this layer and let's just hover or select these three and make them a bit smaller. And we'll drag this down so that it aligns exactly with the line of the white shape. All right, and we can zoom in to ensure that we're seeing it clearly. Yeah, so I'm happy with that. All right, so next what we'll do is we'll add our image of our subject. So let's go to upload. Once we're in uploads, then we'll select our image so that it could be added to our design page. And what we'll do next is we'll remove our background. So to remove your background, you just click on BG remover. Now that our background is removed, let's just drag our image to the left, and we'll flip our image horizontally like this. So our subject is actually facing to the right side. So next what we'll do is we'll go to position and we'll try to adjust our layer with our subject to be behind some of our shapes. All right, so let's just drag it down like this. Let's drag it up one. Yes, so what I did is I drag it up in a position where it's just a little bit behind of this shape, but it is in front of these two shapes. So I'm going to just increase the size of my subject a bit like this. All right, so I'm happy with that. So what I'll do is I'll lock this position so that it doesn't move while I edit my other shapes or elements. And what I'll do next is I'll type in text right in this area, which would be the election that is actually happening. So I'll go to text and I'll add a text box and I'll highlight my text. Then I'll delete it and I'll add the university. So let's say the university is BICU. We'll type that in capital letter. Guild. All right. So we have that. We're going to change the color to purple so that it could be seen easily on the white text. All right, so let's go to position and we're going to just change the text color. All right, just select your text color and then our text color has been changed. So let's position it on top of our white shape right here in this area. So we're just going to go to about 6 degrees. Yes, negative 6 degrees. Reduce the size. We'll drag it up a bit. Next, what I'll do is I'll duplicate our text and drag it down, the duplicated version down a bit, and I'll change the text to say elections. All right, and what I'll do is I'll highlight this text and I'll make it bold. All right, so I'll make it bold, just increase the size a bit. All right, and what I'll do with this text right here, I'll duplicate it, and now I'm gonna type 2026. All right, and I'm going to increase the size of this text just a bit. All right, so what we're going to do next is we're going to align these like this, and then we're going to add our number, which is a year right here. All right, and we have to try to ensure that all texts are aligned correctly. So let's just drag it down a bit to ensure that it's correctly aligned down at the bottom area of the text. All right, so select. Right, so I think it's aligned correctly right here at this moment, and I'm happy with that. Oops, so let's just drag it up one. All right, so I'm happy with this at the moment. All right, I'm happy with this. So let's zoom out for now. All right. Okay, so now that's completed. Let's just duplicate this text. And we're going to put her name in this area, but we're going to change our text color to white. And we're going to enter her name right here. So let's say her name is Sophia Adams. All right, and we're going to just extend this text box a bit. We're going to change the font style. We're going to change the font style to Anton as well. We're going to increase our font size so that it covers most of the shape. So you increase it like this. And then we try to place it on our shape. All right, so it's coming off a bit at the edge, so we're going to decrease the font size a bit. And we're going to just try to center it like this. So once it's centered, all right, like this, now what we'll do is we'll just try to ensure that it's basically aligned with our shape. So it's a bit slanted, so let's just rotate it a bit to ensure that it's aligning with our shape correctly. So I'll just drag it down right here so that I can see this line and the line that joins both shape aligned correctly. So let's just rotate a bit till we get it. All right, so just a little bit. Okay, so I think I'm happy with this. So what we'll do is we'll bring it back up to the center. Yes, and I'm happy with that for now. All right, so we're gonna zoom out. All right, yes, and have a look. And I think it's fine right there for now. I'm gonna zoom in a bit, and then what we'll do is we'll just duplicate this text once more. And I'll change the color of the font to white. And then we'll type, let's type for vice president. All right, so now what we'll do is we'll just extend our text box. All right, and we could drag our text box down a bit. So what I'll do is I'll put the for on one line, and I'll put the vice president on the second line. So for now, I think there's too much space between these two lines. So let's just highlight our text and go to advanced settings, and then we'll decrease the line spacing. Yes, so I'm happy with that. And what I'll do next is just try to align it in the center. All right, again, we're gonna just try to make sure that it's correctly aligned with our shape right here. Yes, so it's correctly aligned, and we're gonna just drop it in the center. All right, so I'm happy with that. So let's just zoom out a bit and see how that looks. Yes, so this looks good. All right, I think what I'll do is I'll just take off the bowl from the for, so that the vice president is more bold and it's standing out more. All right, so next what I'll do is We'll add a few points right here that represents her attributes or positive attributes. So we'll add a checkbox. So go to elements and then type in checkbox. Oops. So let me just delete that. So go to elements and search checkbox. All right. So we're in photos. So I have to go back out of photos actually. So let's just search that once more and we'll go to graphics, which is what we're looking for. And we'll select this text box. You could select any type of text box that you like, but I think I like this one for now. So we'll change the color and resize it. So let's change the color to white and we'll reduce the size. All right, so let's reduce the size like this and we'll zoom in so that we could see what's happening while we're editing this box. So let's just rotate it a bit and then make sure that it aligns with the text box, not the text box, but the shape. All right, so I'm happy with that. I think it's aligning with the shape quite well. So let's just reduce the size and let's just place it right here. And I'll just quickly duplicate this text, drag it down. We're going to use one line, so let's just type proven leadership. And we would have to reduce the size of this text. All right, so drag it and we're going to try to make sure that it's aligned with our text box. All right, so let's just highlight our text and then we're going to make it bold and see if we need to increase our size. So let's just increase the size a little bit and we're going to left align it like that. So next what we'll do is we'll just align our text with our checkbox. All right, so we'll align it like this. All right, so let's just highlight this text and the checkbox and we'll duplicate it. And then we'll duplicate it once more. All right, so let's just change the text in the next two text box. All right. So let's just put inclusive vision. And then we'll put, let's put open-minded. All right. So I think I'm happy with that. So what we'll do next is we could add like a banner or a band below here, kind of like a ribbon. So let's go to elements and search ribbon. And let's just search through photos, or we could just search through graphics. Let's go graphics and let's look for one that we could use. All right, so I think we can use this one, so let's use this one. And what we'll do is we'll try to change the color. All right, so let's go to, with our image selected, let's go to duotone, but first we need to have our reference color. So let's just highlight this box. Let's go to color. Let's double click on that and let's copy the color code. So next we'll select back our image, go to duotone. Once we click edit, then we'll click custom, then we'll paste our color. in the highlights and in the shadow as well. All right, so our color has been changed. Let's just change the intensity of these. All right, so intensity is, yes, so that's good for me. All right, so what we'll do next is we'll just rotate this and we'll click edit and we'll go to blur. So let's blur the whole image. Let's increase the intensity to about that, to say 57, which should be good, and just drag it down to the bottom of our page, and we'll increase the size like this. We'll increase the size like this. So what we'll do is we just rotate it a bit more. All right, so we'll rotate it a bit more. And we'll drag it down right here. All right, like this. All right, so that just add a bit of depth to our design. So what we could do next is we could just play around with colors, like the color of this shape right here. We could change it, and we could change the color of this shape right here. So let's just select this color, this shape, and change the color. So what I think we could do is we could just try to work with a gradient if we wanted to. But I don't think that gradient would work. So let's just leave it with the purple, and let's just work on the background. So because I want the background to actually match the purple that is in the front. So let's click position and let's select this image that we have placed behind, all right, the background image, and let's just reduce the transparency. Okay, so I think I'm happy with this. All right, so this is our edit, and this is the flyer that we created for our election social media post. So I hope that you could replicate this flyer and work on it as a project, and you could even share it with me. Just comment below that you complete it, or you could just join my WhatsApp group, and then you could message me directly. All right, also I have an ebook that you could purchase. The link would be in the bio. If you would like to learn a bit more, you could just purchase it, and you'll have access to a chat group where you could ask questions and you could communicate with me, have feedback on your flyer designs or any projects that you're working on that is in the ebook. All right, so thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.